I like all natural. I like my women just to be blessed by nature and just like, I don't need extra. I don't need a lot of artificial. It's like too much. So I didn't understand it, but then, after a few years, that car just became, I think the color pattern, the orange and black, and then that Vailside kit. It represented, I think, a part of the car community that needed to have spotlight, to need to have like a spokescar or an ambassador, right? And it did a great job. It was loud, it's like the body kit, it's obnoxious, it's crazy, unreliable FD, right? Rotary is just like the worst, but just beautiful representation, beautiful ambassador for that JDM like community at the time, right? And I got to be a student and learn about that car even more because it was Universal paying for me to wreck it, so I got to enjoy and just really be able to be a student of how that car was built and how the drifters, our stunt doubles, the actual drivers that drove for me, because I didn't do any of my stunts in Tokyo Drift like Lucas. I didn't get that opportunity. But the guys who did, they modified the car so it would be able to be, to be able to do all those stunts. So, it was like the seed, the beginning of that education of what is drifting, why do you have to modify it, whatever, what's the e-brake for, why is it all, how it's a different utilization of all the different components of the car, like you want to be out of control to be in control, right? So, and then it's like kind of retraining your brain. So it was really cool. And I think it fits Han. I mean, what do you think, Alex? You think that?
I think it does. Do you want to know something really cool about that RX7? The same orange that they painted that RX7, I found the color code, and we used that orange as the accent color on your site. It's that exact orange.
Yeah,
really cool.
That's a color code that you can get from House of Color, and I don't think it's called Sunset Orange, but it's a specific name because my mentor who builds and works on the the Z's and the 510s. When I met him, I said, what's that orange is interesting, and it just happened that he picked the same orange from the Tokyo Drift FD before we met each other. And we it had nothing to do with Tokyo Drift. He just loved that orange, and so he taught me about what company makes that and the paint code that that we used for Dennis used for the Tokyo Drift car, the FD, is from House of Color. Same exact thing, right? Same.
It's a good looking car. Really good looking car. I think it fit hard. It's there's something like we've said before on these podcasts. All these cars had like a branding, didn't they? And they just paired up with the characters, and you can't have one without the other.
Yeah. It's nice we got cool cars because Twinkie got that Hulk thing.
The Hulk thing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna age well. I don't know about you guys, but that's not.
I know it didn't.
No.
It didn't age well. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Do you know where that car came from? Did it actually belong to someone, or was it just built for the film?
I don't know. Do you know?
I don't know.
Built that car?
Yeah, I think it was built.
It actually belonged to someone.
It's funny that Universal would use a Marvel Disney, character, right? Funny, huh? They make the whole feel. Yeah.
It is.
Fast and Furious did it first then. So